See this right here?
Yeah.
It's gonna say live, and that's how you know we will be live. Starting, see? All right. Oh, all right.
Hi.
We are live. That's our live channel.
Okay. There's a little lag time on this.
I know. Oh, you can hear us clearly. Sure, guys. All right. No one watching yet. All right, so we're just gonna wait and warm up. What time is it?
It's 5:30.
5:35. Okay. This is the real time. This is the little lag thing I had. I tried to get as close as possible.
Okay.
But that will change. One watching. Okay, we're good so far. Hopefully that.
It's like an intro to YouTube Live for me.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't used it yet on my channel.
Okay, this is your first time being live.
Yeah.
People are commenting on my other videos. Just waiting for a few more people to get here. Maybe 2 people or something.
Okay.
Alright. So here we have Portia, guys. We're going to be introducing today's topics. Live stream why women choose bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Today is the episode we talk about.
This is going to be spicy. I feel it.
It really is. It really is going to be. I just want to see what see, this one says 1, but it doesn't show up. That's why.
Live stream is so weird.
Yeah, it is weird. I think people from home. Okay, so Portia, when it hits 5:35, we start.
Okay.
What time is it now? 5:32, guys. Hang in with us, guys. Just listen to the music and vibe away. Up that thumbnail. Thanks a lot, Red. Red's in the building. All right.
Hey, Red.
Pretty nice vibe.
I like a little neo soul
I know, right?
to it.
Very nice. Okay, Portia, say anything? Let's just test these mics out.
All right, so this is going to be an interesting show today. I have no idea what these questions are going to be.
Good.
So we're going to be freestyling, and hopefully you guys, give us that good energy and good feedback, and spice it up some more. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes.
Okay, let's rock and roll. Let's do this show now. All right, Portia, you ready?
I'm ready as I'll ever be.
Excellent. I just want to test out the sound. Now let's rock and roll. Music is playing. Let's go. Hello. I love how you cover the relevant comments. Love that song. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really like that. Okay, so here we have a very special guest, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Hey, y'all.
We got Portia in the building, man.
Yes, indeed.
This woman is a scholar behind me. There's no other person other than
you're so
this
sweet.
woman here on this show to discuss the topic. I wasn't going to miss this. Chizzy in the building. What's going on?
Hey, Chizzy.
On why women choose bad guys. Do you have the stream open on your computer or something? Because there's an echo. There's an echo still, guys? Is there still an echo? Oh, that is why.
Is there an echo?
Dang. That was our way to check. Oh, man. Is there still an echo, guys? Let us know if there's an echo, guys. Because we definitely want to keep up and check how we're doing on the live stream. Okay? I'm going to open up again live stream. Live watching, okay? Is there an echo now? I'm not going to unpost that. I know there's an echo. There is. All right, we're good. All right, so here we go. So Portia is a scholar, like I said. Also, her alias Ella B. Lynn is her alias. She's actually responsible as a co-writer for helping me write my first feature film.
Yes.
We wrote it together. It's phenomenal, guys. And today's topic is
Dun, dun, dun.
Why women choose bad guys? Because the bad guys are the best. That's what someone said. I don't know, but we have someone that's wonderful that's going to explain all these questions that you guys have. I want you guys to start dropping your questions that you have about women and why they choose bad guys or good guys.
My goodness.
Over. We're going to find out tonight on the show, Yow. As you can see, the live stream picture is Stevie. And let's do this. I was waiting for the bad guy to join. Let's do this.
No pressure, guys. No pressure.
So first question.
Okay.
If I may ask you, and I speak for all men when I ask this. Do good guys finish last?
Not in all occasions. There are situations, and honestly, I think that overall, there's a very unhealthy expectation of relationships, especially in American culture. You know, we live in a very over-sexualized culture, and a culture that, you know, really promotes the quote unquote bad lifestyle. So you got your hood rich, you got your you know, your Instagram famous dudes. Like, you have people that may or may not be, you know, people of substance, and it's something where, you know, in our culture, people are just chasing those things, and quite honestly, you know, it's always, when, as they say, the things that are worthwhile are usually the hardest to work at.
Oh yeah. You know, relationships can be very difficult, guys. Very difficult finding the right girl, finding the right guy.
Yeah, and a lot of people just don't want to take that time.
That's true.
So the guy that's gonna give it to you quick, whatever quick means, quick money, quick something else, you know, they may be the one the girls go to. You know, the good guys that may not be wanting to live that fast or quick lifestyle, that may, you know, want to, I mean, have a 401k and have a stable job, or, you know, really values taking time in relationships. You know, when people in general aren't getting that instant gratification that they want, that they're seeking, they're gonna find it elsewhere, regardless of gender, whatever. So I think that for a lot of good men, is, you know, it is valid that, you know, they do finish last, and it's unfortunate, but at the same time, you know, it's one of those things where, as a culture, I think until we really understand what a healthy relationship looks like, you know, it's going to be tough for those good guys. It really is.
So next question, you hear what she said, it's going to be tough for those good guys because women usually want, I'm just in summation trying to, are you basically saying women usually want what they want immediately, and they're going to find the fastest way to get that?
I think with anyone, yeah.
With anyone, okay. Now, why don't women want to stay with the brother or the man that's coming up that may not have much now? He's in school, he has a good job, but he's trying to hustle. He wants to be a millionaire, he wants a 6-figure salary, he wants to get there, but they always want to go to the guys that has it quick. And then when a guy has it quick, they get with them and they treat them like trash. They end up regretting later on in their older ages. Why is that?
A little bit of a loaded question, I feel like, but you know, it kind of still goes back to instant gratification, but also, you know, and
instant gratification, yeah, and that's a problem. I think instant gratification is a big problem, especially with relationships, because people always seek to have the best, but they never want to work, you know, and progress with the person.
Yeah, and then you also have like the grass is greener on the other side mentality, where you need to stay and water your own grass instead of trying to get that other grass that might look nice, but it's actually astroturf, and you out here looking crazy now because the person that now you're chasing either doesn't truly have the things that they're portraying them to have, and you're seeing like their quote unquote representative. You know, the person or brother that's building himself up, it's going to take time. And, you know, I've seen it, especially in my 20s, no person, I'm not going to say guy, I'm not going to say girl, no person really has, you know, really knows themselves yet. And so you see a lot of, especially, and I can only speak to 20s because I've made it at least almost out of my 20s. But, you know, especially females, like there's a lot of women that, you know, just they want what they want, but they're not thinking long term. And so you have those minority of people that do think long term, and there is more the guy to girl ratio. Come on, I think there's more girls to guys in the US and in the world. Yeah. And so when that takes place too, you know, it's one, it's tougher to seek out the good guys, but then also it makes it even more of a minority, I feel like. And there's a lot of variables that go into why it's tough. So that's why it's like, it's such a loaded question. And
oh, somebody, I'm sorry to interrupt you, someone has a question.
Yeah.
So hi Portia, hi. My question is, what happened to the good men and what makes a bad guy the first option? What happens to the bad guy? Why it makes the first option? And yes, R.I.P. Stephen Hawking, he died. The great and renowned physicist is dead. R.I.P. to him. But what makes a bad guy the first option?
What makes a bad guy the first option? A lot of people know what they want, but not what they need.
Brandon Fry, we're going to get to you. I hear you, Brandon Fry. We're going to get to that question next. Portia's going to answer this question first.
You know, guys, and I'll warn you, I might not get to them as quickly as he does because I got astigmatism, so I can't read that far. But, yeah, so a lot of people know what they want, but not what they need. And when somebody has what they want, they're gonna cling to that. They're gonna go with that.
So that's why bad guys are the first option, basically.
Yeah. You know, they when you're living from your root chakra, y'all.
That's bad, man.
You know, when you're living from a place of materialism and superficialism, when you're not willing to take the time and dig deep with somebody to get what you need, or dig deep within yourself, because that's a big thing too. And when you don't take the time to really learn yourself and sit with yourself and understand yourself, how will you know the things that you need? You'll more so gravitate towards those things that are more material or more, honestly, more primitive in my opinion.
Wow.
So, you know, to develop a more higher level of thinking,
Age? What do you think?
I don't necessarily think it comes with age. I think it comes through, experiences definitely plays a part, but you need to really become an observer. You need to think critically, and not just of others, but of yourself. There's a lot of people out here thinking critically of other people, but not turning that around and really applying it to their own lives and, you know, learning from it. And so a lot of people have opinions of others, but how much do they truly know about themselves? And there's so much you can learn by watching others that isn't meant to criticize them, but it's meant to teach you about how people can work. I know you and I were talking about something, and it's so important to be the observer. Sometimes you can't be the life of the party, or you can't you can't just live off a whim. You can't be living by the seat of your coattails, just chasing. Yeah. You're gonna end up chasing what you want and not what you need.
Not what you need. So let me put it in layman terms. Like I said, this girl has about 20
He
degrees.
is like my interpreter for like life. But yes.
So basically what you're saying is a lot of women that choose a bad, Chizzy, this is to answer your question, a lot of women that choose, correct me if I'm wrong, that choose a bad guy's first because of lack of experience, and also seeing what other people are doing, such as celebrities, just following the trends and things like that.
Yes,
and based
thank
on materialism.
you. I feel like this is a Key and Peele skit.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm bad, Well, he means that, you know? So yeah, so thank you.
So basically that's what she needs, guys. It's materialistic, and those girls are not mature yet. You should even go for those girls. The girls that are choosing, and usually those are the best looking women. Those are the ones that everyone wants, that choose the bad guys, and it's unfortunate. But it comes with age, experience, and look somewhere else. So usually the girls that are in the shadow that everyone is ostracizing are usually the best women. So look for those. I guess that's what you. I mean, that's my take on
it. I mean, maybe not in the shadows. You may want to stay away from them too. But I know what you mean. I'm just joking. But it's and just take the time to know yourself and just really keep your standards where they are. Don't settle, and but also keep an open mind. Because things may never come the way you may think they will come.
That's true. So you're not just going to find a girl at a library, church, wherever like that. It doesn't have to be so traditional like that. You can find them anywhere else, so keep an open mind. Now, next question. Well, I want to know, this is from Brandon Fry. I want to know why a guy has to be like a god, like for a woman to even notice them or talk to them. Why does a guy have to be someone god-like for a woman to notice them and talk to them?
It's an interesting choice of words there.
Great question. Red, your question is up next.
Hi, Brandon Fry. God. Now, okay. This is a very complex question. Now, the last one was loaded. This one is a very complex question because I myself, I'm a woman that sees men and women as...
How you doing, Saucy?
Hello. I see men and women as equals. I do have opinions on roles. But I think everything comes down to value. So I don't necessarily, I never see another guy as a quote unquote God that I need to be.
Does he have to present himself God, like almost perfect for you to notice him?
No, he doesn't. The right person will notice you when you are yourself. As long as you continue to be someone that you are not, the wrong people will always notice you. And that's all I got for you, Brandon. So I hope that helps.
Okay, now Brandon, that's what she got for you. Now someone else said something. Red, we're gonna get to your question, but Steezy Anna said, you know what it is with some girls, they put the good guys in the friend zone and take your relations with the bad guys.
Yeah.
And then they end up crying on Snapchat talking
Snapchat,
about
though.
these guys. Yeah, I mean,
Snapchat,
Snapchat.
Why does
Snapchat? And it's true though. A lot of girls put, I don't know if you did this growing up or coming up. A lot of girls put the good guys in the friend zone. And the bad guys, they jump to want to be in a relationship with. But everything the good guy's asking for, he wants to be in a relationship, he wants to get married, he wants to be with, he wants to be loyal. They don't want it with them. They always want the bad guys, whether that be for materialistic reasons, because of his looks. But the good guy, instead of working with him coming up because he doesn't have money, whether it's education he's trying to achieve, they don't want to work with him. They push him to the side, put him in a friend zone. I don't see you like that. They go to the bad guy. Then when the bad guy messes up and cheats, they end up crying on Instagram, Snapchat, saying guys are nothing and they're trash. And it's not true. What do you think of that?
First of all, I'm mad they gotta be crying on Instagram and Snapchat. I don't friend those people, so just so y'all know.
You don't speak for the dude.
But you know, really, it's
See, we got him now, fellas. We got him.
Y'all don't got me. I'm formulating. Okay. When it comes to friend zoning, you know, it's. Everyone, yes, has their preferences, but when it comes to good guys being friend zoned the most, once again, I feel like it is one of those, you know, instant gratification needs. The bad boy is going to want to drive you in a hot car, do interesting new things that you may not have seen any or known of anywhere else. Like, you know, you might be chasing the experiences, but those are all short term. And, you know, guys and gals, you know, a lot of people think short term. And when you are a good guy, which we're going to associate good guys with long-term thinking and, you know, and in that type of lifestyle. Yeah,
no, keep going.
You know,
long-term thinking. Good guys. Listen, you don't have to be money to have a good guy.
No.
It's all about morals. It's about morals and what you want to achieve. Ambition.
Morals, respect, ambition, drive, value.
That's a good guy.
I will say too, a lot of good guys have a foundation that they can speak to and that they live from. So when you're someone that, you know, doesn't yet have your own foundations or a place or a source, your source or a compass to you, you know, to identify that person as someone that would be good for you, you kind of don't, because you kind of only see who you are at the time as a person. And when you are starting to really grow into yourself, that's when you start getting clues as to, okay, I really maybe should be with this person. It might stretch you, and that's the thing about good guys and good people. They will stretch you. They're going to call you out for everything that you need to do to work on you, and it's going to be uncomfortable, and a lot of people don't like that. So they'll chase the people that are going to allow them to stay themselves. So that's why all these good guys out here crying on Instagram and Snapchat, because they know that they're good people. It's just that other people may not be up for the challenge.
Okay, I'm sorry, we gotta get to this question because a lot of guys go through this portion and you have to explain it. Fellas, let her get a sip of water because y'all breaking them down.
Yeah, I'm parched,
y'all. A lot of questions out there, but I'm here to represent for y'all. So here we go. Now, here's another question by Breeze Drew, right? Breeze Drew. I had a girlfriend that broke up with me. Her reason was, and guys, you hear this a lot, and if you hear this from any girl, my advice would be to run. She says because he was too nice. He doesn't understand. Can you explain? That is crazy. And Stacey, we're gonna get to your question next. Okay,
so when I hear that, I hear pretty much her saying that she doesn't value herself.
Ooh, say that again. Hold on. Y'all don't understand what she just said, and it's wonderful. She just said the answer to the question. She's gonna elaborate, of course. But when a girl says you have everything she's looking for, but you're just too nice, go ahead, drop it.
She doesn't value herself. And I say that because when someone is being respected, complimented, treasured, valued, supported, that's what we should have. But you know, they say, I think it's the platinum rule of treat others the way they want to be treated, not treat others the way you'd want to be treated. So unfortunately, some people out here living the platinum rule, you know, not wanting to be treated with the respect that you feel that you should be showing them, because they don't feel that for themselves. They haven't internalized that level of value. And so, you know, for you, it would be an uphill battle trying to show someone their value when that's something that's internal.
So the problem doesn't lay with the guy. It's not your fault the girl says you're too nice.
No.
How can you be too nice as a guy? What kind of girl says, hey, I like you, but you're just too nice? I heard it before. Did I ever hear it with me? Maybe at one occasion, but isn't that just like insane? How can someone be too? What are you supposed to slap you?
They're not supposed to slap you, but I will say, please don't show up over her bed and with like a toothbrush and toothpaste, like, "Good morning, sweetheart. Can I brush your teeth for you?" That's creepy. So sometimes nice and creepy are synonymous. So just don't be creepy. Just don't be creepy. But most guys aren't out here doing creepy stuff. They just are truly showing a girl something they haven't experienced before. It's uncomfortable for her because she has not been held to that esteem or that value level. And so she has not yet internalized that and seen that as something that she deserves and that she should have.
So because they feel like because they never got it before, never received this kind of love that you're showing the girl, affection that you're showing the girl, they feel like they don't deserve it, or it's just too much, it's overwhelming. It can be overwhelming because
it can be overwhelming. Trust me, I've been through this myself.
For a lady, getting a flop, that's wonderful. What woman wouldn't like that? That's what I don't get, you know what I mean?
And I think too, in guys, there's, especially growing up in the 90s, we had a lot of like these heartthrob kind of like movies and stuff like that. So a lot of guys model their behavior. A lot of the good guys model their behavior off of those, like, you know, the good guys you saw in the movies. And they held the doors, they gave the flowers, they did all of this. But also, like I said, we live in a time where, you know, hyper masculinity is pushed. And so, you know, like you said, do I have to smack girl around? No, you don't. But like, also there's other things in actions that are, I almost want to say praised, and only praised because the media pushes them so much, and it's made to be seen like it's something that you're supposed to look up to. Media plays a huge role in relationships.
It does. The social media, the rappers, the R&B singers, people stay on Instagram and they follow what other people do, and a lot of women do it, a lot of guys do it. But like going back to what you said, I think it's best to just be yourself. Be yourself. But being yourself could be a goddamn problem too.
Well, sometimes we need to work it out with somebody else, like a therapist or something. I, you know, am real big for self-exploration. I'm a real big advocate of that. But also, some of us do have some underlying obstacles that we might need to actually seek professional counsel with.
Now that guy says women only chase men. Wait, women only make men chase their purse or pursue when a guy's not her first choice. I think I get what you're saying. And when a woman is truly interested, things are more balanced. So basically, when a woman's not interested, you're gonna have to come up out them pockets, boy. You know?
So I will say this. Okay, I personally don't work this way. I'm kind of this like anomaly where I always go Dutch. You know, if I'm not comfortable with you paying for me, like we might be going Dutch for months until I'm like, okay, yeah, we're kind of together. So I'll let him pay.
Lady.
So
that's a classic lady.
So that's just
that.
me though.
But one woman is able to be independent, take care of herself, and show that. Not always the bills coming in, looking around, like who's paying for that. Of course, you're the man. You should pay for the bill, especially the first date, second date, third, fourth, fifth. And still sitting there, she pays once in a blue. I mean, I don't care if you're a millionaire. They have to respect it. You know what I mean? That's rebalanced.
Especially, you know, when it comes to you knowing your own value. So if you're chasing this person, what about you is telling you that you should keep chasing this person?
That's true.
So where are you at in terms of your value system? I mean, some people's priorities are just for physical things. And so
Sosa Jr. just said most women go for a guy with good money, nice car, nice looks, and a big...
I mean, the latter doesn't hurt. However, I will say that...
You got that problem. You can't help me on this show.
Sorry. But when it comes to the other ones, you know, I mean, honestly, if you would take the statistics, most people in America ain't making over $50,000.
That is
so
true.
If you try to come out them pockets is gonna look like a Red Lobster meal for most people. So when it comes down to it, people, I think at the heart of it all, people truly want to be loved. People want to be taken care of, but I think the way those look in our society is so perverted that we result to manifesting and making those things tangible in our life as material things, like the money, like the cars, you know, and our security is based in material things, and so how do you grow from material things when everything that you should have really starts internally?
That's smoke. Y'all don't want no smoke with this girl. Did you hear what she just said? Everything that you should have and desire, you should have internally. Or basically saying, fix yourself before you go seeking things from other people. And that's wonderful. Now, Hayes just came in. Hey, how you doing? This is Portia here. She's here to talk about relationships with me. Now, Bad Guy said a man should always pay. I disagree with that, personally. I don't know. This is an interesting line. Thank you, Sosa Jr. Now, a man should always pay. I don't know about that. I think a man should take care of the majority of things, yes. But always pay. Never the girl should pay. Nah, man. Come on. Now, what if you get into financial hardship? What are you going to do? The girl's going to stay. I mean, it depends on the relationship and the dynamics of it. But of course, you chime in and tell me what you think about it. But I do think a man should take care of his lady.
I mean, I definitely agree with you. I agree with you. So we'll agree on that. And, you know, I also, especially when it comes to just from like a fundamental level, you know, people want to be taken care of. People want to have that security of knowing, and security looks like money in our society. Not to say you have to have a lot of it, but when you are especially dating, a lot of people try to date outside their means. So that's number one.
Oh, I like that. Drop that again.
So here's just a tip. Don't date outside your means. And if you have someone, if you're dating someone that is going to come for you...
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but some people are not understanding too well based on your lexicon. So
sorry.
Bring it down to that Barney level. Not Barney level, but Red may be a younger age, so you just bring it down.
Okay.
Because she drops the
so I will elaborate on that. Yeah. So by dating outside your means, I mean that, let's just say if you're only making $50,000 a year, you're not going to take your date to the Ritz for, you know, a weekend. You're not going to take her to, like, you know, you're not going to fly. Yeah, you're not going to take her to the Ritz-Carlton for a weekend. And that might be aging myself. I'm not that old, but I don't think anybody says Ritz-Carlton anymore. So, but yeah, you know, you have to really, and especially when it comes to money, if you're taking someone out on a date and they're going to criticize you for how much you're willing to spend.
Oh, it's not a good person.
Yeah, then that shows you where their focus is. And also for you, you have to be realistic about your budget. So because a lot of resentment can come from, man, I just dropped $300 on this girl and she ain't even want to hit me up no more. Okay, did you have the money to drop $300 on her? And now you're resentment because you can't pay your bills on time for a girl. So you need to reevaluate really, you know, what your budget is when it comes to whether you're still in the beginning phases of dating or if you're in a full-blown relationship, marriage, whatever it is. And when it comes to treating that person, when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to spending time together, think of things that are truly reasonable and feasible for you guys to work with. And going back to the main part of the question is, you know, like, should really guys pay for everything?
Now, Bad Guy saying should guys really pay everything said, early stages, don't get it twisted, buddy. So he's saying, they shouldn't pay for everything all the time. He's saying just early stages. Okay, that's true. On Gucci handbag, $14,000 on a Gucci handbag. I don't know who's spending that kind of money. But Chizzy did have an interesting question.
Okay, Chizzy, what's up?
And Chizzy's all the way from Nigeria, so shout out to Nigeria. Thank you for watching from Africa right now. Do women like to talk about their day, experiences for that day, with a good guy? Because I don't think so. And what is it like to be with the bad guy? What is it like to be with the bad guy? What do you find interesting about the bad guy more so than the good dudes? Like, is there a difference?
All right, so when it comes to just like daily communication and asking them about their day, you know, it just honestly depends on the person. And communication is something that is really very individualistic. I'm someone, I can go probably like 3 days without talking to my significant other.
I'm good. We don't do that here.
Yes, we've had many conversations around that too. And, you know, so it just depends on the person's level of communication, because asking them what they're doing on a daily may be overwhelming. I also consider myself more of an introverted ambivert, meaning that I like to keep to myself a lot. I can entertain myself so much, and so I don't really need too much stimulation from people. I don't need as much outside conversation. So even if it's with someone that I do truly care about, I still need space.
Okay, that's true. I do agree.
You know,
space.
yeah, I can go 3 days. I mean, that's not for everybody.
Guys, if a girl don't hit you up in 3 days, what are your thoughts? If you don't hear from 3 or 2 days, a girl that you're getting to know, what are your thoughts?
I feel like it's over.
And this is why I'm happy that we have a woman here, because she can explain it from their standpoint why you may not hear from them. Why you? We also got to talk about something else.
Yes. I mean, okay, so just to finish up this one, there are some women too that do need attention. And I suggest to you guys, and this is something that was suggested to me through my mentors, is read the love language books. There's the book called The 5 Love Languages. Figure out how that person expresses their love language, because a lot of times, you know, it may not be the same as yours. You know, when you're someone who needs to communicate often and you're with someone who's more so physical, you know, there could be a conflict there. So when it comes to just talking about your day, it can be overwhelming to some people depending on the type or the level of communication that they want with you. At the same time, if they just are completely like, I don't want to tell you about my day.
There's boring girls out there too. You gotta know. There's some girls that are horrible. Yeah. Some guys are horrible. Some girls don't like to talk. They don't communicate and things like that. Sosa Jr. says this is the longest time he's ever been on YouTube Live. So thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Thanks, Sosa. Stacey, what we're talking about, basically, what I'm about to talk about. Why don't women text back? Why do it take so long? Yo,
I'm laughing because I know where this comes from, but at the same time, okay, so
I'm telling you, sometimes you get women that text like right away and text you so much.
Yes.
Then you have women that take 3 hours. Some women take a day.
Yeah.
Now, from a guy's perspective, guys, tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm right, but I'm talking for the fellas here.
Okay.
If a girl don't take that, you know how we take it? You're not interested, or you're playing games, or there's someone else. Are we right or wrong in assuming that? You don't text
I think
back.
you
What's
have
up with
to be.
You want to fly through the phone and choke it like, yo, or come to the house looking at women like, yo, you're watching TV. The phone's right there. Text me back, yo. Why don't you text me back?
So when it comes to stuff like that, you have to be reasonable with that other person's lifestyle. Like, you kind of have to step in their shoes for a little bit. You have to be reasonable about their lifestyle. Now, if it's someone where you know they not working and they, you know, are just like chilling all the time, but you're like texting them and hitting them up like every like other hour, and they hit you back, then it's like, okay, your lifestyle actually permits you to text me. Then I would start going to like, are they interested kind of thinking. But if that person's like busy around the clock or holds down a 9 to 5, they may not be permitted to text while on the job. They may not, you know, have enough energy to get back to you even after work. And you know, it really definitely depends on the person, and it's just really kind of stepping in their shoes for a little bit, but to a point. Like, let's say this person is going 3 days without texting you.
That's too much to me. I mean, 3 days. That's good. I'm gonna read this. You keep going.
Okay. So, you know, and when it comes to just knowing somebody and knowing their patterns, that's a big thing I've learned too, because I wasn't somebody to really look at patterns so much. I kind of did moment to moment kind of breaking down of behaviors. I didn't see sometimes the bigger picture, the bigger pattern taking place, and there were signs that someone wasn't into me because their MO was to text me every 3 days. That's because crazy. They really didn't care to know what I was up to. Yeah, and it's like, crazy. Okay, yeah, maybe then I should kind of fall back. Yep, you know, sometimes, but the thing is too, it's always, you know, when you're approaching that type of situation, it's not coming from an accusatory standpoint. It's just really saying, hey, just want to know what's up, just want to know what's happening, because it seems like, you know, our communication is either falling off, or, you know, do you want to communicate as much? And that's another thing too. If you're someone that needs that not I won't say round the clock, but needs to communicate more frequently, is that going to be a good match for you? Because that's another thing too. If that's something that's really important to you, if that's a deal breaker of yours, then that might be someone you need to let go if they're not going to communicate, whether it's, you know, clearly enough, and let's just say you've even worked with this person, because you got to give people a chance, especially if you want to be with them and you see promise in them. But after you've worked with them and maybe even counseled if you're at like the marriage level, and it's still not clear, you have to reevaluate if it'll be healthy for you to stay in that situation.
That's true. So basically, okay, this guy's back again. Anyway, so if a girl doesn't text back or whatever, basically, like I said, she says it very intellectually and stuff like that. I'm breaking it down for everyone, so the whole public, everyone can understand what she's saying. So basically, what she's saying is, first off, you have to understand the person's lifestyle and try to find that out. How is this person? Right? How do they act and stuff like that? Is there a reason why they're not texting back? Are they at work? Are they not much of a communicator?
Yeah. Through
the phone? Do they not text? Their form of communication may be just talking, like on the phone. It may be face to face. Writing. We spoke about that. Yep. Writing letters. So everyone's form of communication is different. Not everyone's hip to texting. Some people don't like texting. Some people are very brief and concise. So you have to figure out that person's lifestyle. And you also have to evaluate yourself. If you're texting a girl all day long, and then she doesn't write back at the end of the night, you say goodnight, she don't say goodnight back. You have to evaluate yourself. I mean, come on, she's been texting you all day long. If you continuously continue to text her, you may become a nuisance and annoying. So that may be the reason. What'd you say?
I said, and that's a no-no.
Yeah. You don't want to become annoying. Somebody said they had a trick. I think it was Steezy. He said, here's one tip he worked on with the girl. Basically, he tells the girl, I have to tell you something. If the girl's interested, she'll ask later on, hey, what is it you have to tell me? And she'll find time to text you or call you. Do you think something like that works? Does it spark interest?
I mean, that's a good test. You know, it may not it may not be like in the long term, you know, it may not build their sense or need to communicate. Because you're kind of like throwing out bait. So you're not really building in them an internal reason to communicate with you. That conversation really needs to happen. You know, but it is good to see if there's interest at least and they're getting back to you. But you still need to talk to them about, you know, where they're at with communication, how frequently they like to communicate, and what's their best form of communication too.
Okay. Now, someone said, we have to ban this guy. I don't know how ban this guy. You know, I'm gonna put some moderators on here. I'm gonna make you a moderator. Steezy now's a moderator, so you guys can ban him. Sosa, you're a moderator, and Red, you're gonna be a moderator. You guys can get him out of here first with these ignorant comments. Okay, make me an administrator. Okay, now someone said, what is the most you would spend on a woman for her birthday? And I'm gonna have to answer that down. The most I would spend. Okay. First of all, it depends on the relationship level, like the level you're at.
It definitely does.
Friend, of course, is different. Fiance is different. Wife is different. Girlfriend is different. And you also have to take into account how much you are making. The problem with a lot of men is they try to go above and beyond for the girl to impress her with lavish gifts and materialistic things, and then you can't pay your car bill.
Yes, so that's what you said earlier. Like, yo, don't get salty because you can't pay your bills now because you try to get her the newest Gucci. Like, know your lane.
Yeah, it's where you quote how it fits. So if you're making $40,000 a year, or every 2 weeks, let's say $1,500, and all your bills are paid, then you can go get her a bag for $400. If it's her birthday coming to $500, $600, $700, and you save for it. It's all about saving. Because on a rainy day when she's hungry, I think a woman has every right to look to her man for protection and to provide. So if I have a girlfriend, I expect her to look to me if she's hungry or something like that, and I have no problem providing that. Now, if you went and bought a Gucci bag, you got $100 left in your account, and she's hungry the next day or next week, you don't have the money, it's going to look really bad when you say, I'm kind of low on money, because you went and got her something expensive. Now, it's going to be seen as this guy never had the money to buy this stuff for me, and he went and bought it. It's nice, but he doesn't seem like a smart guy when it comes to money. You know what I mean? So you got to be wise. So it all depends on how much you're making, where your quote-unquote outfits. But a good woman, no matter what you get them, will never look at how much something is. It's all about the thought. Oh, this guy went and got me something.
Yeah,
money
the appreciation.
It's appreciation, yeah. So it's never about, oh, what he got me. Now, if you have tons of cash and you're greedy, there's a difference, you know? If you have a lot of money, you went and got her shoes for Payless at $20 for a birthday, and you're wearing Gucci shoes and Ferragamo belts, it doesn't look too good. So wear your coat according to how it fits, and always be thoughtful.
Agreed.
So, what do you do with your girl and it's awkward and you don't have any subjects to talk? Okay, now what he's saying is, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm gonna answer this and throw it to Portia while I read some of your comments.
Okay.
Now, Now, what do you do with a woman when you're bored? There's nothing to talk about. Maybe like you mean like one? Are you talking about a date? Is it your girlfriend or just somebody you're hanging out with? If you can elaborate on that, then we can get into that. Because like I said, all situations are different according to depending on what relationship level you're in. Now, why do people say women like Taco Bell so much? Is that true?
I haven't heard that. I haven't eaten Taco Bell in years. I don't know what kind of myth that is. Okay. Yeah, very interesting.
Now, Stizzy said, what is it? Okay, when you're dating a girl and getting to know her, why is it sometimes you get, what do you call it? There's dry moments or there's nothing to talk about. Portia, you can answer this, or you want me to answer? I'll answer first and I'll throw it to you, Portia, okay? There's so many ways to answer. First off, you have to know the woman you're dealing with before you go on a date. And that way, when you get to know the girl that you're dealing with, just the girl you get to know before you go on a date. When you get to know the girl that you're dealing with before you go on a date, questions will naturally occur before you go on a date. That you kind of have it planned out what you want to ask and things that you're interested in getting to know. You don't want to go on a date with a girl that you think looks good, you know nothing about. Also, the environment can help you. That's another thing, so you don't have these dry moments. So make sure you go somewhere interesting. If you're going on a date with a girl, the worst place to go that people don't know, the worst place to go is the movie theaters. Do not go on a first date in movie theaters. Why?
Oh, I didn't know that. Why
this is my opinion. I'm about to tell you because you can't. It's not a time or a place for a conversation.
This is true.
Before the movies, yes, but if you go to the movies if you go to the movies first and then go to dinner or somewhere where you can socialize, that is the best thing to do because you can talk about the movie.
Guys,
but if you go to the
wealth of information.
I'm trying to feed y'all. Now, if you go to the movies last and it's the last thing you do, you went to the movies last, it's okay. But never the first time you meet the girl, you just picked up, hey, we're going to the movies. You don't know anything about her. You don't know her favorite color. There's a lot of things you're interested in getting to know. Mm-hmm. You may take a girl to the movies, dinner, spend a lot, you're happy, and then you get to know her. She tells you, hey, I just want to let you know I'm still talking to people, so you may not be. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you want to get to know the person first and go to a place you can socialize and have fun. One thing to keep in mind, fellas, before I throw this to Portia, is women like to have fun. They love it, they love it, they love it. So whether you're comical or not, just make sure you have fun. And if you're funny as a guy, it's even better. It's a big plus. Women love it, okay? Women are big kids just as much as we are. They like to have fun. You don't always have to have the tough guy look and not smile. Play around. Who cares who's looking? But also
whack.
It's whack, right? The tough guy look sitting in the middle. Oh, yo, what's up, man? Yeah, with the sunglasses on, sitting at dinner with sunglasses on. I understand it. So make sure you like to have fun, but also be professional and mature at the same time, man.
Yeah.
Have fun. Go to a place you can socialize, and there won't be dry moments.
I mean, he kind of said it all. I definitely agree. Put yourself in a social situation, and just really be open-minded. And remember again that some people are also slow to warm. So if you're the person that's quick to warm and you trying to straight fire questions at them, and they're a slow to warm person, you need to give them time. Or if you're the slow to warm person, you need to let them know hey, I'm not really this dry, but I like to take my time, or I just really need more time to open up with people. And you might want to start off with lighter questions, as opposed to diving straight in, when you meet someone, kind of what's your favorite color and things that you can build off of.
Okay, excellent, Portia. Excellent job. Thank you. Chitsy said thank you for answering my last question, Portia, and clearing up for the communication. You got that. Now, we're going to get to Steezy's questions. I really like that one, but we got to finish off Cheesy's because he asked first. So, Chizzy, his next question is, I want to ask you about gifts. How do I know and figure out the right gift for the girl? Now, my answer to that before I throw it to P is you have to know the girl you're dealing with. Not always. I'm telling you, be surprised, man. It may not be many, but there's a lot of girls out there that don't want the most expensive bags.
Yeah.
They don't. It comes across as, there's a word I can't remember right now. But it comes across as you trying to buy them, basically, or a diamond ring or watches and stuff like that. Some girls just want to hang out with you. They want to talk. They want to watch movies, eat ice cream. They're very simplistic. Yeah. So that's why you got to get to know the girl first, to know the right present to get them. And that all comes with communication. Start asking questions. Mm-hmm. Start to, I'll give you an example. Oh, my girl, for example. Yeah. She has about 3 or 4 coats, maybe 6 coats in total, right? 6, 7 coats in total. But winter, she only had 1 coat.
And one day we were hanging out, and she said, I have a Michael Kors coat, very thick, furry Michael Kors coat, very nice coat. And she said, man, I don't have a coat like that. It's cold outside. I only have this one. I kept quiet and ignored it. But guys, you gotta take notes when your girl talks. A lot of guys don't listen too. So I listened, and I said, okay, cool, I know what I'm gonna get her. Went and got her a coat, furry coat, very, very beautiful coat, and she was very surprised. Or simple things like, I was at her house one day, she was cooking, she was pulling something out the oven, and she doesn't have the, what do you know, the mitts that you use for
the hand mitts?
Yeah, she didn't have the hand mitts, so she used like, I forgot what she used, but she pulled it out
like
the
a dish towel or something like that.
There you go. So that's something you surprise her with, like, oh, shoot, I needed that. You know what I mean? It's
I would have burned my hand.
There you go. So you pop up to her house with that, and you wear your coat that fits. It doesn't always have to be, like I said, Ferragamo shoes and expensive stuff. It can be the most simplistic stuff that costs $10, $20, but it shows a girl this guy likes because he's paying attention to the minute and small details. He's paying attention to those details. Now I'm throwing it to Pete. You catch that question and answer above. Let's go.
So yes, to kind of piggyback off that, it is really truly in the details. A lot of people, you know, to give someone like and I have friends like this where they value very very specific gifts, not necessarily expensive, but very specific gifts over like generic gifts. So like if you're that person that doesn't like getting a gift card for Christmas. I was gonna say we got music back.
No, I was just checking how we sound. We sound good. We straight.
All right, guys. We just had to work out some technical stuff, but you know, there's people that are okay with gift cards, and there's people that aren't. There's people that aren't more so want to see your attention to detail and what things, you know, a lot of people too want something that they see themselves in. You know, so a lot of times handmade gifts are great. You know, I was a couple occasions where I made handmade gifts, a lot of times because I didn't have the money to go out and get one. But it was because of, you know, really understanding that person, what they valued. Did they want shiny, expensive things, or did they just want something from me? You know, knowing that it's from me, knowing that it was someone that cared about them, that took the time to think about the things that they liked, and made something. Or, you know, at times going out to get something that spoke to what they liked and enjoyed doing, instead of getting them like a Chipotle gift card. Where, not hating on Chipotle, I'm just saying, you know, gift card gifts versus very detail-oriented attention gifts. And that's, you know, sometimes what the ladies like.
Now, next question. What woman wouldn't want a $14,000 Gucci bag? He'd wear it. Now, if a guy got a girl a $14,000 Gucci bag, or got you a Gucci bag for 14 bands, would you wear it or return the gift? Do women accept all gifts because they like them, regardless of the money, and they consider how much the guy spent? Or do they consider, hey, you know what, this thing is too much for the guy to spend. I know he's trying to impress me, but take it back. Thanks, sweetie. You didn't have to buy me that. Tell the truth.
I'm going to tell the truth. That's all I got is the truth. But I will say there are women that will not accept that as a gift. And I say that because I am one of those women that is like, you know, if the gift doesn't speak to me and who I am, like, I'm not somebody that's going to carry around like $14,000 Gucci bags. There's so much more I can do with that. If you know me, you know, I like to invest. I like to, you know, see where I can invest my money into things and profit and really even help others. So, you know, if it doesn't fit into any one of those categories, I'm going to look at you like, I thought you kind of knew me a little bit better than this. You know, and also it's sometimes when we buy gifts for people, we're more invested into the gift than the other person is. And it's not meant to be malicious, and it's not to say you're a bad person. It's just to say that you need to just be more mindful of, okay, is this something that they would like?
Okay.
So yeah, women will return the $14,000 Gucci bag if it doesn't reflect something that they like, or that they would put money into, or what they thought was valuable.
Next question. Do you think it's okay? Now this is a question. Do you think it's okay for women to have a male friend when they're in a relationship? This is a question. I think Steve had a question. Well, I don't want to skip over anyone's question.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. I'm sorry. Okay, now, Stacey said, I'm not bragging or anything, but he spent 90 euros, which is how much? How much is like 90 euros in, you know?
It's like probably about 140 bucks.
120, okay, $140. He spent 90 euros on a girl for makeup. He bought her makeup for 90 euros, but she doesn't like him. So she can spend a day without texting him, and he wants to know what should he do. What does he do about that?
Chizzy, I'm gonna tell you that was a
No,
poor
that's not
investment.
Chizzy. That's Steezy.
Steezy,
Yeah.
Steezy, Chizzy.
Yeah. Bad choice, in my opinion. I'm gonna tell you why.
Bad investment.
Do not try to win women over with gifts. If you see a girl is after your pockets and she's not happy, she always wants to go out, and she's not happy if she doesn't. And if a girl blatantly tells you I don't like you like that, and you try to buy gifts, it is not going to change. Sleeping with a woman and trying to impress her with materialistic things will not change her feelings internally about you.
Yeah.
You cannot buy love. People don't get it. You're only buying the person because of what you're giving them. That's why they're with you. They will not change the person's heart. Some people say, oh, well, I can just maybe get to love him if I stay with him because he's buying me all this stuff. It's not true. You cannot buy someone's heart. Do not do that. If the woman don't like you, like Bertie Mac said in House Party, just move on. They don't like you for who you are.
Always with the movie quotes. Yes.
Forget them. You bump them to the wall. If people don't like you, accept you for who you are, move on. There's too many women in this world to go crazy over one girl, especially trying to buy her. It's a wrong choice. So whatever you do, you move on, you learn from it, and now you got something to teach your kids in the future when you get older. Yeah. Don't buy no gifts. Now, next question. Do you think it's okay for a girl to be and have a male friend while she's in a relationship?
I think so, but I think there also needs to be an understanding of how mature this female is, because we're talking about a female having a male friend, so I'll just speak from the female then. We have to really have a conversation, and this honestly I think should start in the dating phase, and what are your feelings around having a male friend, and what would be boundaries, especially, and this is something I had to learn through my own stumbling when it comes to having male friends, because the male friends I have, I've had at least 10 years. So any dude that comes into my life, you gonna know my male friends.
Yeah.
But it's a matter of also letting them know what the boundaries are, and ensuring that the person that you're with, and they know that they can trust you. Now, everyone wants to feel secure. When you say, I'm with this person, you want that security and that peace of mind to know that when they go out in these streets, that they're honest, that they're true, and that they're conducting themselves in a respectful manner towards your relationship. And I think that, like I said early on, it needs to be discussed, how you'd approach that person having male friends, because I don't think it's right to tell that person you can't have them, but you need to evaluate how that person conducts themselves, and if there's anything that's a red flag, you need to address it. And then also, if it continues, then you really need to see, okay, is this healthy for me? Once again, is this healthy for me to stick around if this person's being disrespectful? What you'd consider, or what is, if you guys laid out boundaries in there, habitual line steppers in the words of Charlie Murphy, if they're violating, then you need to really, you might need to cut that off.
Yeah, put your foot down or get them out of there.
Yeah.
So
I say it's okay, but you need to know who that person is. And I would also say that it would be good to be introduced to that person.
That's it. And I was gonna say the same thing. I can't lie to y'all, man, because this is my family, for sure. This is my family right here.
So. Okay.
My girl ain't having no guy friends. Nah, not having no guy friends. I'm sorry, not having no guy friends unless like I said, I'm introduced to them.
Okay.
But now there's levels to friendship. If my girl's saying, hey, I'm going to dinner with this guy alone, and you say, hey, can I come? I'm free today. Nah, I don't want you coming. Or it's a very, very touchy subject, because sometimes. But then people play on the trust. Sometimes things can be going on with the guy friend and her, and you may not know about. The guy friend can be crossing boundaries that you don't know about, and she may feel it's okay because they've already done this before, prior to meeting you. Maybe, a hug, and that's extra, what's the word? Extra...
affection?
Yes, that's extra affectionate type of hug or something like that. So having a guy friend and having a guy friend, it's, in my opinion, it's best for both parties not to have any opposites as friends. It's cool to have friends, but I'm talking about hanging out alone and going to dinner without sex while you're in a relationship. But as long as you're introduced to them and there's a mutual respect and boundary that's not crossed, I think it's okay. But things like picking up phone calls in the middle of the night, her guy friend calls, hey, can we meet up right now? And says, hey, baby, I gotta go because Tom needs to talk to me in the parking lot of Starbucks at 2 a.m. yo, what's going on? Something wrong? Yeah, I can't tell you. Gotta go. When things like that start happening a lot,
that looks kind of not cool. And there definitely needs to be, and the females, and there needs to be a conversation with the guy friends, especially, you know, if you're looking to. Hi there, Mister. You're funny, and I hear he's next up, right?
Jeremy should be on the show tomorrow, sometime next week. Okay. Yes, he's next up. Next guest is a very handsome
so we're looking out for you too.
He's here. He's coming through.
But yeah, you know, when it comes to male-female relationships, it's always a sticky situation. But also be careful of not projecting past hurts.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know if you're gonna continue. Because another question. Now, somebody said, now what if the guy friend is gay? Do you allow her to have a friend? Now, you could have some straight guys that think your girl looks so good they may act gay. Just for you.
Oh my goodness. Did that happen to you? I got questions. Did that happen to you?
No, I don't play that game.
Okay.
So somebody play around, oh, I'm the cable guy. I'm just fixing your girlfriend's bathroom. Stop.
Fixing the box.
Or somebody's acting good. No. But you know, people say my girl can have guy friends. Yeah, you gotta be confident. You can have your girl to have guy friends. You just have to be confident. Trust your girl and know your girl enough not to cross the boundaries.
Communication. Again with the word communication.
Okay, Jeremy says that's not fair because if she can have a gay friend, a guy that she should wait. If she can have gay guy friends but not regular. Yeah, that's true. That's what, like I said. She can have guy friends. It's not that we're saying that she can't have guy friends. They can have gay friends, straight friends. It doesn't matter. Guys are guys. She'd be able to have all friends. It's all about trust. But if you know the person crossed boundaries already and disrespected you with those guys or other guys, then you kind of become hesitant to let her have friends that are guys at all.
I mean, you should be hesitant for her to be a girl.
Yeah. Ooh, good one.
That's not even a question at that point. Like, that is the real hesitant piece. If she is a habitual line stepper in herself, then you should really be looking at her sideways and think about canceling that. That relationship is canceled.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. No, that's true. So if she has a past and a history of disrespecting and crossing the line, how can you then trust her to be with other guys alone?
Exactly.
You know, so it depends on the girl. Like I said, it depends on the girl in the relationship. Now, someone said, but is it a trust of loyalty? And is it a trust of loyalty if you let her have guy friends? I think it is, right? Is it a test? I'm sorry, test of loyalty if you let her have guy friends. Like you're testing the loyalty.
I mean, you could test the loyalty, like, you know, hopefully she passes. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a test of loyalty by how that person is going to operate and conduct themselves when they're with their opposite gender friends.
Now, Jeremy says, now what if the woman makes we're gonna, you know, that's a change of topic. Hold on, we'll get there. Yeah, because I don't know. Now, okay. Now, can guys have girls as friends while they're in a relationship?
Yes.
How do you agree? We can.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, you heard it here first, man. You heard it here first, man.
I think it goes the same way. Like, are you going to be disciplined? Are you going to be respectful? Are you going to conduct yourself appropriately? Are you going to communicate? And, you know, if not just with you, you had brought up the situation of, well, what if they're with each other and now this time with the roles reversed, what if it's the girl that's, you know, showing, you know, inappropriate, you know, affection towards him and he doesn't call it out because they've done this before? Okay. So like that's something that male will need to communicate to the girl, like, no, that's not cool, we can't do that, I got a girl. And if that girl chooses to step over the line, then he may need to cut that.
Most dudes ain't doing that.
But then relationship wise, then that comes to, okay, so the female that he's actually with is gonna have to look at him like, look, if you aren't willing to be disciplined and respect me and respect us, then then this relationship once again is canceled.
Fellas, be honest, if a girl comes on to you and you have a girlfriend and is a beautiful woman, are you going to stop and say, hey, listen, I have a girlfriend, I know we're 5,000 miles away from my girlfriend, we're in California, no one's ever gonna find out.
He done put all the variables in here. He's at distance, ain't nobody gonna know.
You're beautiful.
I got a calling card. I don't even have a regular plan. I got a phone card. I got a burner phone.
Yeah. And I can easily get away with this, but I'm not gonna let it happen because I have a girl. Some guys will do it. I would do it. I wouldn't cross.
And I thank you for your honesty.
I would do it. Now, Jeremy says, what about a woman who goes to parties? What do you think about a woman that likes to go to parties and stuff like that?
What kind of parties?
Okay.
How does she conduct herself at these parties? That's the big thing is conduct. What are these people doing when you're not around?
That's true. Now, how are you supposed to know though? Are we supposed to sneak up on them and check one day?
That's kind of creepy.
It's creepy.
But at the same time,
the
you know, it's especially, you have to look at the company they keep. So, you know, you could have a girl in law school, and then in her off time, she's going to like some red light dance hall party and like doing crazy stuff.
Okay.
So you can't just like take people at face value, but that's when you have to get to know the people that they keep, their friends. If you get to the point where you meet their family and just really understanding their values and the culture of their network, you get a better idea of how they're going to conduct themselves just because of the type of people that they're around.
That's true. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I'm the kind of guy that doesn't like parties at all. Not at all. But it's seldom that I go to a party because of other things I think are more important at this stage of my life.
Yeah.
I don't have a full-blown career. Investments are not taking off like I want them to. You know, not multi-millions yet. So there's nothing really to celebrate for me right now at this time. Once in a while, yes. But if you're constantly going to parties, I'm one to disagree with that if you're not successful yet, right? But that's each his own. Now, to have your girl go to a party, a woman that likes to party a lot, I had a girl like that.
Okay.
That liked to go to parties almost every weekend.
Okay.
Maybe 3-4 times out of the week, and to me, it was excessive. And like I said, it's not within my lifestyle, so I couldn't be a part of it. And it's not so much that she was doing things at those parties, but just the fact that you're going to these parties, there's a lot of men that are hungry and thirsty, like old Shreks, just hanging out there, and they're counseling your girl, and just to have it all the time, 3-4 times out the week. I think there's other things we could have been doing that are more productive.
Yeah.
Solidifying our future, making investments, discussing things like that, intellectual activities such as chess or just anything else that we can do to get out of our situation and to better our situation, as opposed to partying your life away. Now that's my opinion. I don't know how people feel about parties, but yeah, for sure, that's what that was the most recent question.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, now the guy has enough time to answer that. And any other questions you guys have, you have about 20 more minutes before we close this thing out, maybe 15. Any other questions you guys have, ask now about women, relationships, men. Now's the chance. We'll have another female guest in the future. You know Alina.
Yeah, Selena. She's beautiful, guys.
Yes, you guys are like just as well as Portia. And we will be discussing how to get with a girl that looks like a model. Alright? How to pick up lines and things like that. What do guys do to get with a woman they like and to approach a girl? That will be that topic. Next up is about men and how to get the right guy, which Jeremy will be here for that. But if there's any more questions that you guys have, now's the time to drop it, families. Drop them. And while we're waiting for the questions to come in, follow me on YouTube, subscribe right now, hit the subscribe button. We're going to be doing a lot more of these shows. Yes. Follow Portia. Portia, drop your YouTube stuff. Let them know.
Well, my YouTube channel is Loveabena, LOVEABENAA. That's one word, naturals. And I discuss lifestyle topics. I have a rant here and there, and I just look truly to educate. The channel is linked to my brand, which is Loveabena Naturals. It's geared towards a holistic lifestyle. Y'all think I'm crazy because I'm vegetarian, moving on to vegan, and I only talk about things that I have done myself and I've lived through, and I always look for feedback as well. So you guys stop on by, and my Instagram is also Loveabena as well.
Yes. So follow me on Instagram at Aljapung Films. Follow me on my other Instagram, a more personal one, at Ohini's Journey. Follow my Twitter, it's the same thing, Aljapung Films. I'll type that in here for you guys. We have about 15 minutes left before we close out. Special guest, Portia here, speaking up and defending women. Alright, guys? Not speaking for fellas.
All
right?
women.
I'm speaking for fellas. Now, let me see if I can generate a question that I may have myself.
Okay.
Oh, man. So many experiences. What do you do what do you do when you're dealing with a woman that is rude and nasty? What do you do when a woman is rude and nasty and disrespectful and you're not that kind of person? But you feel like there's hope that they can change. I've been in a relationship like that as well.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I mean, when anyone is rude, I always more so take a step back and analyze the situation before I act out. But I think, and honestly, I'll apply this to anyone, but especially you guys, instead of just, throwing it back at them right away. You know, think about like, especially for what it said, and I know we discussed this too, but why is it appropriate for them to say whatever they're saying? Is it their background? You know, is it something that's like cool or trendy to say, but you're like, nah, like that's not cool. Like, but regardless, everything needs to be addressed. So some people will, you know, recognize, you know, the error in their ways and say, you know, that was actually like mad rude. I'm sorry, I didn't know you would feel that way about it, because maybe they just didn't put themselves in your shoes before they said it. Because a lot of people, they just fire off at the mouth.
What if they do it often?
Well, if it happens often,
does it often,
first, if you, I mean, you always, like I said, you always address it. But if they continue to do it, and it's not really a spiteful way, but I kind of would do an exercise and just kind of throw something back at them that is relevant to them. People need things that are relevant to themselves a lot of times to understand where someone else is coming from. You know, to put yourself in someone else's shoes can be difficult for some people, and sometimes people need to feel the sting. Sometimes people need to feel the burn, and it's not to go in on them, like don't have them like nervous breakdown, but you know, really just pose it to them in a way that they can feel and that they can relate to, and just kind of, it'll put them in a place of reflection, or for a lot of people it does, and you know, be like, hey, you know, the way you're feeling right now, like that's how I feel when you say certain things or when you do certain things. And thought we almost had another guest.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading right now. Oh, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, you know, if someone's being rude to you, and then if it happens repeatedly, then once again, is it good for your mental health? If not, dip.
Okay. Now someone says, these are the last two questions we're going to take, and we are out of here, guys. Now, what do you do when a woman roasts you? Well, I mean, when someone roasts you with your old relationship. Now, is these friends that you're talking about?
Roast with your old relationship?
Yeah, I'm kind of confused about that question.
Well, that ain't friends. It's friends doing it.
That's kind of just Now, should a man wife up a woman that had a lot of partners? And that's not friends. Yeah, he said yes. Yes, not friends. If anyone's clowning you about your old relationship, I mean, your friends shouldn't clown. You can joke around and stuff like that.
Especially how things may have gone down. You know, relationships end differently. And, you know, if it's something that's a very touchy subject or something that caused a lot of pain for you, you know, they may not be your friends. Yeah,
if you have someone that's roasting you about your old relationship, me, myself, I wouldn't call them a friend.
Yeah.
I mean, that's horrible.
Yeah,
you shouldn't play around like that. I don't joke like that. No. But it all depends on how you play with your friends. If you clown them about their relationships, and next week they do it to you, you can't say they're wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to tighten up. All right, now how should a couple of okay, wow, we'll get to that one there. Now, should a man wife up a girl that had a lot of partners? And of course, we're just gonna have to cut these answers down quicker because we're running out of time, and people are asking a lot of questions. We want to get to the crowd. Let's go.
Okay, so partners, that's definitely a preference thing. Personally, I come from a spiritual place, and I try to be non-denominational, but we are all energy. We are energetic beings. We all transfer energy. Sex is one of the strongest acts you can transfer energy in. Now, if a woman is completely unaware of her state and spiritual being, then I would not recommend it, because she does not know how to pretty much be aware of things, because, you know, in the exchanges of energy, you can actually take on other people's emotions and feelings and this and that, and in attributes. I mean, even on a physical level, sometimes you've seen, I know those out there, you might have seen yourself pick up weird quirks and things that your old significant other has done. So those things definitely stay with you, and also on an energetic level they stay, and especially having multiple partners can affect you in various ways. A lot of people walking around out here with 15 different personalities because they might have slept with 15 different people. So be very mindful of it, but it's definitely a preference, and that's all I got.
Now, my thing about that, we're just going to touch on that quick because a lot of people ask questions. You can't judge someone off their past. You can't say, oh, you had a lot of partners, so I can't date you. I mean, if that's your preference, that's your preference. But you can't be judgmental, say you're a bad person, you're nasty.
No, I wouldn't say bad person. A lot of people
have different partners. That's how you experience. That's how you gain experience, is to being with other people. So, now, I mean, sexually having a lot of partners, it's like I said, it's all preference, man. But that doesn't make the person who they are. As long as they're with you and they're loyal, you should be fine. It also goes based on your belief in terms of monogamy and whatever you may believe in. But you shouldn't judge someone off their past. As long as they're with you, they're loyal when they're with you. Now, today in class, Stacey says this when he's referring back to his question when he said when someone roasts you about your relationship.
Okay.
Today in class, he said we were dissing everyone. We were dissing everyone, and some girl came up to him and roasted him because about his old relationship. She isn't a friend, but she came up to him and roasted him. Now, my answer to that is,
you shouldn't have partaken in the dissing of everyone and insulting everyone back and forth. You shouldn't have been in that party. You should have excluded yourself. So you kind of opened yourself up, Stizzy, for that to happen. Now, I don't know what you mean by how are you dissing you guys? Like, oh, his shoes are nasty, that kind of thing, or you failed this test, or just poking little jokes. It depends. But me personally, if there's a whole group of people that are dissing each other and making fun of each other, it's best to stay out of that. Especially if you know you got some skeletons in your closet.
Yes, and people can put your business on Front Street. We don't.
Exactly. It's like you fought, let's say your whole group of your friends got in a whole bunch of fights and you're laughing at someone that just got beat up, but you got beat up just yesterday. And no one knows about it but that friend. It'd be wise to shut your mouth. So you shouldn't have got in that conversation. Now you learned it. Also, how does she know about your old relationship? Are you putting your business out there? That's another thing. Like they were hyping it up, hyping it up. I was just learning. They were hyping it up. What do you mean you were just learning? What the teacher was teaching? You were listening to the teacher and they pulled you out of that and were making fun of you? Now, bad guy. Okay, somebody retracted their question. Now, Jeremy said, how many times should a couple have intercourse during the week?
I mean, that's definitely a preference, but you also comes down to communicating what your needs are, because some people's physical needs aren't the same as others. And when those things don't match up, it can make for a non-compatible situation, which you guys might love each other to death, but at the same time, sex does count for something. And, you definitely have to really look at that early on. And if there is a big disparity in your needs, if someone's a 5 days a week first person, and somebody's a 5 times a month person, there is a problem. That's something where you guys really need to evaluate. And if it's high on your priority list of needs, then it's a serious thing to look at. So just preference wise, that's what it comes down to, and communicate.
Okay. In terms of the sexual thing, what was it? Sexual intercourse?
It's like a lightning round. Yeah.
Yes, I know, right? In terms of sexual intercourse, teach his own. Some people have more needs than others and desire it, like she said, 2 times a day. To others that may be excessive. So it all depends on who you are, but you need to come to a common ground. And sex can destroy a relationship. It can either benefit it and make it better, or destroy. So you need to get, like it says, a relationship it's a heavy thing, man. It's a heavy thing, and a lot goes into it. So you need to discuss these things to see what kind of person it is. Is the libido high or low? You need to find all that out, man. Some people are not very sexual. Some people are. Some people express their love differently.
Exactly.
So you need to find out what kind of girl you're dealing with. But it's all about compromising, because no 2 people are the same. You may like to have sex a lot, and the girl may not like to have sex a lot. You need to let her know, listen, this kind of life I've been living before you, and we need to work something out.
That life.
You know what I mean? It's all about working it out. Like, hey, at least let's do it this many times. It all depends on the person.
Yeah.
Now, he said they just got him in class. Like some girl just basically roasted him. That's what Stizzy said.
Well, she's not your friend, so just cross her off your list.
Exactly. But my thing is, how did your information get out there for people to know about your relationship?
Was she like a friend of the ex?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. How did your relationship? How did it get out there? How did your relationship business get out there? You need to don't tell people your business, man. Is it a requirement for women to have an education before you date them? Now, is that question for me, Jay? Is that question for me?
Sounds like a good question for you.
I like that. Very classy question too.
Yes.
It's not a requirement. I'm gonna get that. Hold on. I'm gonna get some cold. Dang, you got people. Oh, somebody's gonna go get some soda and then watch us get some snacks. Get your snacks. She's a snake though. Yeah. So Sal was right. Stizzy told his friend, and then eventually the friend told. So the friend, he said, is a snake, and that's your fault. A lot of people put their business out there. Stop putting all your business out there. Stop telling people everything. That's a problem with people. You tell all your information to every friend. You're only consoling certain people in this world. You gotta watch people's characteristics and their way of life before you tell them certain secrets. Not all secrets are meant to be told. You gotta keep quiet about certain things. For example, you can find your answers on YouTube. Don't always divulge with friends and let them know your business, all right? So keep things to yourself. Now, but the thing is, though, my ex told her too. Your ex has a big mouth. You see, you need to learn who you're getting with. That's the thing.
That's what it definitely comes down to. Is and I mean, good thing that there's a reason why she's your ex.
Exactly. It's all complicated. He said it's all it's gossip, and stay away from drama. Girls that have baggage and drama, or guys that have baggage and drama, stay away from him. You see the person like that, don't go with her.
Yeah, and make sure, like, just as you move on in the future, make a mental note of the type of person that you don't want to be with.
Yes.
You know, everybody has an idea of who they want, but what don't you want?
That's why I write it down. I did it with one of my friends. That's a split the list.
It's
what
a good
you
activity,
like about
guys.
the person and what you don't like about the person. You gotta see. You also gotta look for that. You look for a girl. What you don't like about women, and then you look for the girl. You see those things. If it's too much, the good, the bad outweighs the good. You move away. Now get back to Jeremy's question. Is education a requirement for a woman to have? Now, basic education and knowledge, yes. I should be able to hold a conversation about the girl that I'm talking to or with. I should be able to hold a conversation about politics and what's going on in the world today. There can be a hurricane tomorrow. The person doesn't know it's coming. You know what I mean? You have to be kind of up on politics or government policies, whatever, because politics has a lot to do with what's going on today in this country. So you have to have some type of knowledge about that. You have to be versed in something. If the only thing I can hold a conversation with you about is about the Kardashians and Love and Hip Hop, we got a problem.
Yeah.
But then again, some people just want a simplistic life and they're not so versed on politics and they just want to talk about Kardashians. I mean, it depends on the person. So, but me, I'm more of a science guy and I like politics and I like to discuss things that are hypothetical and how we can change this and that. Implement laws and things like that. I like to discuss things like that, but also it's nice to have the topics on entertainment. But yes, especially in the path you're going. So it more so depends on the guy. If you know you're in a field that requires a lot of education, whether that be science and whatever it be, law, it would make it easier if you have a woman that's versed in that. So yes, I do require some type of basic knowledge, but if it's someone that doesn't want to learn and educate themselves and go up the ladder, that's not somebody I want. I want someone that's able to better themselves or at least try. It's all about trying, right?
Yeah, they definitely have to be at least open to learning, open to experiencing, and open-minded. Just open-minded in general. Because there's tons of people that may not be at the same academic level as you, but are open to learning and open to understanding. And then there's tons of people that may be above you, but are closed-minded as all heck and don't really want to know any more than they know. So that doesn't make much for conversations either.
Would you forgive? I'm sorry. We'll get Stizzy, Jeremy, and Red has a question. Now, Stizzy says, would you forgive a person that cheated on you? Me, personally, no. I don't do the cheating. But there's a lot of things that constitute cheating.
How much time do we have? I'm like, how much time do you guys? Because this is
we got 10 minutes left.
10 minutes and what, 2 more questions?
Well, 14 minutes.
Okay.
Yes, 2 more. So, Portia, we have 14 minutes left. Try to knock this out. We can allow, you know what? We'll make that a whole new episode about cheating. But Portia, just give us a short 2 cents. What do you think about cheating and would you forgive someone?
All right. In terms of forgiveness, a lot of people get forgiveness mixed up with having to take somebody back, having to be friends with somebody. Forgiveness is not about taking that person back. It's not about being friends with them. It's not about having a happily ever after. Forgiveness is just pretty much taking out the anger
that you have in you.
Okay. Forgiveness, you know, I've forgiven a lot of people that I've dealt with, and it wasn't a matter of me ever going back to them. It's forgiving people for where they were at the moment, where I was in the moment, the decisions that they made, I made, or we both made. Because especially, let's just say you're in a relationship where you know you are actively being cheated on and may have been cheated on several times. You forgiving that person still isn't helping you. Yeah. So forgiveness isn't necessarily about taking that person back. It's really about just being able to move forward and just being able to relinquish that anger that you might have held towards that person. If you were looking to take that person back, just protect yourself, but protect yourself by understanding what your limits will now be and what you need to see from that person to make that a healthier relationship for you.
My answer is no. I don't forgive for cheating. Any hate.
He's hardcore.
Any hate towards the person or anything like that. No, you can forgive the person. Like I said, it doesn't mean you have to go back, but there's no ill will or anything like that, or animosity towards it. Everything's cool, but you can move on and separate, and you learn your lesson. And eventually, the girl or guy will see what they lost. If you know you were the good person in a relationship, if they cheated or
still be the good guy.
For certain reason. Now, Call of Duty, yes, Red, I do okay it. I don't play video games anymore. My little brother does. I still got some skills in Call of Duty, so I'll still whoop your ass. But yes, Call of Duty, I do okay. It's a fun game to play. Now, for the lady sitting next to you, what are the credentials a man, this is asked by Jeremy, what are the credentials a man has to have before you date them? Prior to dating a man, what credentials does he have to have?
Oh, gosh.
So, what credentials?
I mean...
A master's, doctorate?
No. I've dated guys that haven't finished a bachelor's. I honestly, my credentials are a good heart, a solid foundation, in terms of their belief systems. I think that you need to have a strong belief system. At least I'm a very strong personality. So I need you to be a strong personality as well. I need you to know what you want and go for it for yourself. And it doesn't have to be exactly what I want, but it needs to be in a spirit of just drive and wanting to improve yourself.
That's it. I like that. Yes, it's a spirit to drive. Someone can work at Walmart as long as they're aspiring to be something great, and I see they're working towards those goals. I'll date the girl. You know, if she works at Walmart and she wants to be something great, I'll date the girl. And, you know, if you're single and she's a very nice lady and she has the qualities of a woman that you like, as long as she's aspiring to do something better, and wants to be, you know, own different Walmarts, would have to be the CEO. As long as she's aspiring to do something great, I'll date her. You don't want anyone that's settled and complacent with where they are.
Exactly.
I'm a cook at KFC and I love making the chicken. We actually added a new sauce last week and it's great. I'm gonna bring home for dinner next week. So you ever want to do something more than KFC? No. The sauce just came last week. Boy, you crazy, man. Yeah,
complacent people scare me.
Complacent people scare me. Now Jeremy said he loves your smile.
Oh, thank you, Jeremy.
Yes. Bring the ratchet questions on because we literally have 10 minutes at 6:50, 7 o'clock. We're shutting down.
You just throwing me to the wolves, huh?
Yeah, he said I have too much respect for her to ask her ratchet questions. And bad guy, we respect you for doing that.
Thank you so much.
You know, any ratchet questions or disrespectful questions will not be tolerated or answered. But I don't think you're a disrespectful guy, so you'll ask questions of quality. Bring them. We want to hear them. 10 minutes left, guys. 10 minutes left. Let's hear how we're doing first while these questions are coming in. See what we sound like. Sounds cool. I love it.
All right, questions.
Okay. All right, so let's see. So the questions are, tell us about, did you ever have that you saw a girl in public and you had to talk, and you had a talk and you liked her so much? Y'all don't have to, what books y'all reading? Cat in the Hat?
Yo.
Y'all don't have to
don't come for him like that.
Y'all don't have to articulate a little better.
Shout out to anybody that's secondary English learner.
No, I'm playing with Stizzy. No, I love him. But goddamn, y'all gotta. Did you ever have that you saw a girl in public and you had a talk and you liked her so much, but you never saw? Oh, okay, I get you, Stizzy. But goddamn, read at least Harry Potter. Stay away from that Cat in the Hat, that green eggs and ham. You gotta articulate. So here we go. Yes, it happens. Sometimes. You mean physically? Because there's a lot of beautiful women in this world. Yeah, you see them in the mall. You see them in restaurants.
Is this like a love at first sight question?
You talk properly. Okay, what is that?
Is this like a love at first sight question?
I think that's what he means. Is it? Do you believe in love at first sight?
I do.
Have you seen someone that you, like Stizzy said, have you seen someone you saw in public and you said, damn, that person looks nice, or you just caught the eye?
Well, that's just like at first sight.
Yeah.
I think I like at first sight. I don't know if I love at first sight.
Okay.
I'm a slow to warmer.
Okay, slow to warmer. Yeah, we don't know about the love at first sight thing, but you said like at first sight?
I like at first sight.
Like at first sight.
I could like you at first sight.
Like at first sight. Guys, 8 minutes left. Come on, knock it out. And we will see Portia next month on the show. Next month. Guys, knock it out. Come on, 8 minutes left. We're going to start doing a lot of these guys, y'all. I like this.
Well, I'll plug the vlogs. Make sure while you're on the channel, go find us on the vlogs. We do have some silly moments. Because we began to work on this movie here, and tons of vlogs. Make sure you guys check them out.
We got some heat coming.
Yes.
You were in public. Okay. Now, Jeremy's question is: does a bank account matter to a woman? Does a man's bank account matter?
No, it's more of the person. But if money is going to play a role in everything, it's what are you spending it on? And are you fiscally responsible?
Okay. Yeah, agree with that, of course. Now, you were in public. You guys are still here. Sosa Jr. Yeah, Sosa, we're still here chopping up. We have like 6 minutes left or 5 minutes left. And we're out of here. We'll be back next month, but I'll be back.
Was he getting snacks?
Yeah, I think he was getting Coke or something like that. But he said not cocaine, soda. Somebody said that. I don't know what that was funny though. Now, so Stizzy means you were in public, you saw a girl, you saw a guy. You saw a girl or you saw a guy and you want to talk to them so much, but you never mustered the strength to do so or the courage, and you never saw them again. What do you do about that? Honestly, there's nothing you can do about it. You hope you see them again, but you also, one of my things I always tell my boys and my brothers are, if you like a woman, the worst you can say is no. That's it. But of course, you analyze the situation first. If you see somebody, you don't just walk up to them as soon as you see them. You gotta analyze. She may be with her father, her family, her boyfriend, her brother.
That's fair.
Those are situations you don't go up to a girl in, you know, because it can be seen as rude and disrespectful to the person she's with. But if you see the perfect opportunity to talk to a woman, sometimes you don't want to let it pass, because that potentially could be your wife in the future, and a story could come out of that.
It could.
So you want to go up to a girl if you see a girl, man, and as long as the situation is right, it presents itself, make sure your lines are smooth. You don't go up to her talking that green eggs and ham talk that you was dropping in the chat room.
sorry, Steezy. Whichever you. I'm sorry, Steezy. Don't let him come for you like that. Okay. Don't let him come for you like that.
Steezy said, "What do you have against gold diggers?"
Now, gold or gold diggers? Gold?
Oh, I like
diggers?
that. No, gold, like women that come in here.
I don't necessarily. I mean, do you boo boo? But for me, I am not someone who is really materialistic, because beauty fades, money goes, and if you don't have a person that is going to hold you down, give you a sense of security, show you respect, show you love, I mean, you can find people with money that can give that to you, and that's all well and good. But if you yourself are in it just for that reason, then that person on the other end is not going to have the reciprocity to probably make that a long-term situation. So it's not necessarily I have something against them, but I don't like that result, or I don't like that situation for myself. So.
Okay, last two questions, all right? What time we got? 5 minutes left. All right. Now, I know this is a complex question and mathematical equation, what can't be explained, but what is love in your opinion? Short, simple, concise portion. Give it to me.
He's on that Harry Potter.
Yeah, bad guys on that Harry. He's on that Harry, you know? He's on that Harry.
What is love?
What is love? Break it down real quick. Just quick sentence, drop it for me.
Love is recognizing the person, respecting them, and I only use love as a definition of love, but recognizing and respecting that person in their completeness, in their wholesomeness, and
that's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope. I like that. Accept them. My opinion is accepting the person for their flaw. You know, what is love? Oh man. Okay, you guys may think it's a little far fetched, but I tell everyone this. In order for me to love a girl, say yes, I'm in love with you, I have to be willing to give my life for you.
That's deep.
Yes. If I'm
that's deep.
If somebody had it, because there's a lot of people. Tell you, you find people that are married for 20, 30 years, and y'all know this is true. If someone has a gun to their head and says it's either your wife or I, they're going to take my wife, and the wife will be very shocked. You know what I mean? So
I know that.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's very true.
Isn't it true? Some people are like, nah, take my wife, not me. Me, if I'm in love with a girl, I'm going to say kill me. You don't even have to ask that question. Whether it's your kid's mom. So if you're in love with someone, I think it's that. If deeply in love with them, you'd have to trade your life for them. And that's just my opinion of it. But it's also accepting the person for their flaws and who they are in totality. Now, how do you, now last simple question for Steezy. How do you ask a girl to be in a relationship, like to be your girlfriend? How would you like to be asked? Portia, short, simple, concise. I'm gonna give mine.
This is so tough. This is actually my toughest question.
Get out.
Like, how do you ask? I mean, I'm very honestly with guys, just to
when they start
be transparent. I'm very awkward. I consider myself awkward when it comes to like really cute, intimate moments. So when it comes to that stuff, I mean, you could drop the note. You could be like, "Hey, check yes or no." Kick it old school. Yeah. There's so many creative ways to really ask. And once again, feel her out, see what she likes. If she, I don't know, likes Skittles, draw it out. Like, do something. You can do something really cute like that, but really understand where she's at, and if she's at a point where she could even remotely say yes. Like, don't go asking go asking a girl after like a week or even like 2 days, because you might get let down. So just be really aware where she is at, what she's willing to commit to at that point. Kind of give her testing questions leading up to that, and just do something nice. Doesn't have to be big whenever you ask.
Now my thing is be yourself. Me, I don't want to say corny, but I like to make things special. You know what I mean?
I wish it was like the SpongeBob rainbow. Special.
Yes, I like to make things, I'm telling you, that's what I like to make things special. I'm gonna tell you right now, here's some tricks. I ain't never saying this again, because years from now, I hope y'all don't watch this video, but here's some of my tricks. When you make things special, you usually you're elaborative, and how you ask a girl usually softens them up a little bit, right? And it makes them evaluate the question more, as opposed to giving you a hard no. It give you a soft yes if the girl's not feeling you too much, right? Secondly, that's just my personal life. So what I did with my girlfriend, I'll give you an example. What I did with my girlfriend is I took a piece of paper the day I asked her out and just ripped a little piece of paper, just a tiny little piece of paper, and I wrote, will you be with me, whatever, will you be my girlfriend, something along those lines. That evening we were having ice cream. Haagen-Dazs has the Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Butter pecan and strawberry is my favorite one in Haagen-Dazs. It has the plastic covering over it.
Okay.
And I took the plastic top off, and over it is the plastic covering. I put the little piece of paper in it and covered it up.
That's
and
slick.
gave for the ice cream when we were eating it, right?
Incognito.
Yes. So very sweet and unexpected. That's how I like to be, surprising. And she was eating ice cream. She opened it, and she thought it was like, she was like, what the heck is this? Like some type of anthrax or something. Somebody.
Some powder in it.
She was like, what is this? Should I even open it? And I'm sweating like, hell yeah, open it. What, you gonna throw that in there? You better open it. You know, that's my whole job.
And then you will never know.
I was like, yeah, open it. She opened it and it said it, and then that's how it happened. So sometimes women don't like guys that are just plain Jane, and some women do. Some women find it very special and unique and cool if you come at them from a different angle. So you can be simplistic, you can be very amateur-like, whatever. It doesn't have to be buy a new car and say, will you be with me? It can be something very simple.
But be clear.
Yes. Be very clear. Don't be like,
clear.
You think one day you can be my girl? Yeah, one day. The next one, hey baby, how's it going? So our anniversary was yesterday, right?
That ain't it, boo. That ain't it.
Don't do that. Now, someone said, what do you do when you're rejected? What do you do? Last question, we're closing out for the 7th.
I mean, some people like to ask for feedback, like, why is it, like a customer service, survey, like, why was it that you rejected me? What weren't you, like, feeling in me? Honestly, you could do that. By all means, if you want feedback that you want to work from, you could do that. I honestly haven't done that as much in my relationship life, which it could have been a benefit. But I think, when it comes to rejection, just really evaluate things. It's a time for reflection, not a time for rebounding. And, just sit with it a little bit and just go through everything that you saw, everything that you may not have seen in the moment, and just make note of it for next time to improve.
Okay. There we go, guys. That's been today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right,
Portia,
no problem, guys. I loved being on.
Was amazing.
This was really fun.
It was
Thanks for all the questions, guys. You guys were great.
Amazing at the question. Hope all of you guys find love and happiness in relationships, or get out of the one you're with and get a new girl to find happiness. And hope the guys, same, vice versa, whatever. We'll see Portia next month again on a new topic. We're gonna have fun. We'll bring another guest in. Follow me on Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel. We got a lot more videos coming out. Subscribe to Portia's channel. Make sure you subscribe. Love Adina, natural hair, everything. She covers everything. And Instagram, guys, on Henny's Journey, Punk Films, Portia.
Love Abina.
Love Abina, and we will see you guys next time. Enjoy your day. Time for me to get out of here.
Bye.
Peace from the Netherlands, bro. Steezy, you did an amazing job. You were fun.
Thanks,
Bad guy,
Stevie.
Hayes.
Thanks,
Jeremy,
bad
all
guy.
you guys that are watching, man. Who else?
Thanks,
you guys say
everybody.
peace out to? Red, peace out. We had a lot of people, man. Avon, everyone. Peace out, love. We are out of here from New York. It's time to go get something to eat. I finished cutting my hair because I'm a barber and doing a good job. I hope you heard that too. You're doing a good job. So. Late, bro. Great show. Bad guy. Peace.